Hello and welcome to Access Paranormal. And tonight we have a very, very special guest, all the way from Filmore in New York, Ed Bowden. Now, Ed lives in a place called Sweet Home Estate, and we had to get him on. A friend of his called Janice contacted us and said, talk to him. And once I'd read about what's been happening in his house, we had to get in touch with him, and that's what we did. Nick Goff and his wife Tessa have been there from Death Walker, and if you want to watch that one, it's on season 4. Is it episode 2, Ed? Yep.
Yes.
Season 4, episode
Episode
2.
two.
Okay. Ed, tell us a little bit about your house. Did you buy the house knowing it was haunted, or did you buy it and then find out it was haunted?
Um. Well, when I first did a walkthrough, I did ask the previous owner, "Is it haunted?" She said she don't know.
Hmm.
She didn't live here. But the house was pretty much in her family because her aunt is the one that converted us into a home, added on the kitchen, the bathroom, you know,
Hmm.
put down the green carpeting, wood paneling on the walls. But when I first did a walkthrough, I asked, you know, to be alone so I can get a whiff of the house, the
Hmm.
feeling of the house. Sure enough, I'm upstairs in a back bedroom. As I'm walking, you can hear footsteps behind me. Now it was two women, spirits. They were both was elderly. One was, like scared, like skittish. I
Hmm.
think I'm using the right word.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the
yeah.
other one, act as if I'm not supposed to be here. Like,
Hmm.
I just put it like this: I'm the only man of color that ever been in this house. I'm the only man of color that ever owned this house. So therefore, yeah, they don't like it.
Ah, right. Yeah. And how old is the house, Ed?
Um, See, this is the thing because when I first purchased it, it say 1822, but when you Google the address, it come up in different years, like 1870, 1865. So I'm like, what years really my house is? So I had to go to a historian out in Belmont, New York, and the historian that took care of me, the one who went over everything. I was in there for like at least probably 2.5 hours just talking.
Hmm.
She provided me some incredible evidence. I mean, documents, not evidence.
Documents.
I'm
Yeah, yeah.
sorry,
It's okay.
but and I asked, what years my house was really in? Was it built in 1822? No, it established a business in 1822. It goes back further than 1822. What year? 1800. So from 1800 till this day, that's like 220 something years.
Wow.
It's way,
Wow.
way older than the
Yeah.
Civil War.
Wow.
So much went on here. Before this land, I mean, before this house was even built, it was the native lived on my land. Seneca
Hmm.
tribe, Cayuga tribe, and some other tribes I cannot even pronounce. I butchered the name,
They never
but
make it
they
easy.
lived. Yeah, they lived on the land, and all right, my place had 4 columns.
Hmm.
The only place, well, besides another place around the corner that's also haunted as well, is a bar and restaurant, and it's called the 71 West. Um, but in a field right next to my house, like literally on the same land, it was a tavern with 4 columns. So that was a bar and restaurant, and my place was the hotel.
Right.
And from 1822 to 1868, that's when the owner passed away, and they exchanged hands, and it became a law office. So
Right.
just imagine all of that stuff that went on in here when it was a hotel. Not to
Yeah.
mention when it exchanged hands and it became a law office, all the criminals that came through and stuff
Wow.
like that. But in the backyard, it was an opera house. As they call it, the dance hall. Yeah,
In your back garden.
yes, yes.
Wow.
Yes. I truly believe that someone is buried in my backyard. People have witnessed shadow figures. I've seen shadow figures myself.
Mm-hmm.
We had several sessions, and there's no electrical lines that runs in my backyard, but these EMF detectors are going off.
Mm.
Um, okay, in 1892, it was a major water flooding. I mean, it wasn't like water rising; it was like Niagara Falls, like water gushing. People lost their lives, like 7 to 8 people. They lost their homes, their cattle, destroyed everything.
Mm.
Um, and in 1961, the bridge collapsed like right next to me because I have a waterfall that sit right, not even 10 feet away from my house. It's
Wow.
literally right there. And you know what they say about water? Spirits is a conductor. Water is a conductor
Mm.
to all spirits.
Yeah, it's the energy in the
And
water. Yeah.
as I was doing research, like last summer, my house is surrounded by 5 different cemeteries, and one from out the five is a native burial ground.
Good.
And spirits can travel through water. Um, I had a historian named Mason Winfield. I reached out to him, through email, and asked him, "Hey, could you help me with my house?" He said, "Well, I can't tell you why your house is haunted. I don't need that. I already know why it's haunted, but I need more information. Whatever you can provide, it'd be good on my end,
Mm-hmm.
to present it. He said, give me a couple of days. Almost a week went by. He shoot me an email and he said, yeah, your house is haunted. He said, your house is the hot spot, but the surrounding area is known to have paranormal activity also as well. So my house is not the only one. It's the hot spot,
Mm.
but other places around here
Yeah, they're on
have
your doorstep as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, um the town is old. It's old.
Mm.
And a lot of stuff happened. I truly believe tragic things happen in this house.
Mm.
I know tragic things happen on this land. So therefore, where a lot of tragedy events occur, that's where dark stuff comes to play in that.
Mm.
They feed off of those emotions. You know, they feed off those emotions. I really can't explain it. But yeah, I do have something that's dark here. People come here, um, they get scared. I'm not gonna lie. I don't sugarcoat anything. I'm very honest,
Mm-hmm.
very respectful, and I let people know ahead of time what they're getting themselves into. Yes, I have people to sign waivers because things have followed people home from here.
Mm.
People have gotten attacked, got pushed, got scratched, got severely sick. Quite a few people threw up in the
Yeah.
front room. And actually, this front room where I'm at, that's where they used to view the bodies.
In the front room,
Yeah, yeah,
and you live there.
yeah,
Wow. So
yeah.
when
But it's a reason why I live here because the
yeah.
person that I was with, we didn't get along. They was pretty much, I don't know no other way to put it. They was a narcissist, and
Right.
hey, I'd rather be here and deal with this stuff than to be with a narcissist because it's not healthy.
Wow. Well, yeah. I
But
understand.
I do have my moments to where when things get really haywire, I leave and come back at a later time. So I pay attention to a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this for so many years. Um, to me, there's no such thing as being a professional,
No, no, I agree
but
there.
there is a such thing as having common sense. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna sit around and why you why you doing this? Why you doing that? No, I'm getting the hell out of here with my
Mm.
dog.
Yeah.
What occurred, what's going on here, voices, footsteps, doors open on their own, house
Mm-hmm.
alarm goes off. I have to pay for that when the police come.
Oh,
You
so
know, all of that. So
yeah,
you'll see this on Deathwalker. All of this stuff
yeah.
is true.
Uh,
Um, Things moving on their own, missing. When people come here, I tell everyone before they get situated, put your keys in your pocket. Either put them somewhere, because they leave their keys out, they will be misplaced. So they like to move stuff
mm.
and make you feel like you're going crazy.
So
You
how?
know.
Sorry, Ed. How long have you lived in the house yourself now?
Um, I owned it for 3 or 4 years. I just started living here for like almost 2 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So you done some renovation on it before you moved into the house.
Actually, I cleaned. Oh man, I stayed here for a whole week. Now people think that I bought the house. I purchased a house furnished. I didn't. It was unfurnished. Wasn't nothing in here.
Mm.
Everything that I bought, because I collect a lot of antiques.
Right.
Everything that I purchased, it matches the house. I can't explain it, but when you come here from the pictures that's on the wall, no, I don't know none of those people. It just when I
Mm.
go antique and whatever what calls out to me, that's what I purchase.
Right. And
So nothing was in this house. I'm here
mm,
by myself. I had no internet, no TV, no radio, no nothing. Man, I'm thinking someone is outside, not alone inside the house. No,
no one.
no one was in here.
Mm. Well,
That had me going
mm,
crazy. And the person that I was with, I told him, "Hey, come get me right now. Come, cause I was going like crazy. It's like,
mm,
what the heck? I didn't know that it was haunted like that. I knew
mm.
it had history. I knew that it was haunted, but after I purchased it, that's when the previous owner gave me some documents as well. So
Ah. So
it's like it's
yeah.
okay.
Mm,
This is what I do. I'm not
mm.
afraid of it, but okay.
Yeah. So were
But
you sorry, Ed? Were you a paranormal investigator before you bought the house then?
no, I didn't. No,
Mm.
I didn't. But when you know, go on several dozens of investigations,
Yeah.
you be familiar with what a presence feel like. You
Oh,
know,
definitely. Yeah.
like when
Uh,
someone is around you, it's like your abilities and heighten, if I'm saying it right.
mm,
Um, and yeah, that's how I know what's here. And now, but way before I purchased this, I've been doing this for a long time, mind you, and I know what a dark presence feel like.
mm-hmm,
Um, Saw a black mass inside a house. Even when it was here during reenactments for Death Walker, people was experiencing things.
mm,
Like for myself, the room that we're in, typically at night, I don't like to be in this room. I don't. And I got footage of me coming down the steps because the steps is right there, and I was going to sell one of my devices to one of my friends for like $1,000,
mm-hmm,
and I saw a woman standing in the doorway. I wasn't expecting it. Hey, I'm gonna make $1,000 that quick, that fast. So coming down the steps, I see a old woman standing in front of the doorway. I ain't gonna lie, it startled me and scared me because I wasn't expecting it. I
mm,
fall down, not all the steps, but like 2 or 3 steps. I fall down. I drop my device. It was the Obelisk 3, the original one.
yeah.
I turn it on. It's not working. It powered on,
Oh,
but the words is not being displayed. So I grab my phone because I like to document everything. As I'm telling what happened, and I pan around to the door frame, to the doorway, you hear a woman say, "Stay out."
stay
Why
out
is he? Yeah,
to the
I'm not
person.
even trying to come in this room.
Yeah.
It's like whatever
Oh.
was in this, they're protecting.
Mm-hmm,
Excuse me, protecting this room, and I don't understand. It's
yeah.
like why, you
Have you
know,
have you tried researching the spirits who what are in your house, or is it difficult to actually to
it's
find this
very
information?
difficult. Yeah, it's very difficult because the house has two portals. One in
Mm,
the kitchen, I know for a fact. because that's where a lot of stuff take place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I collect a lot of haunted items. Now, some people think that the house is haunted because I collect these items, and actually, the house was already haunted. So
Mm-hmm.
by me bringing more haunted items in, it put a ump into it, and not
Mm-hmm.
to mention that waterfall. That waterfall energized them. So
Wow.
it was
Yeah.
cool and all when I didn't live here, but I owned it. It was like
Mm-hmm.
a spiritual playground, if you will.
Yeah. So have you got used to the spirits that are in the house, or do you think
Some
they're
of
getting
them,
to used to you?
some of them, yeah, some of them I am used to. Like, it's this woman named Mary. She mean no harm. She's, you know, she's nice. But when
Mm-hmm.
she come around me, she make me feel sick. And it's just not me that she affects. She affect other people as well. But she mean no harm. She died of
Mm-hmm.
um oh my gosh, how you say it? IBS, IBM, something like however you say it. And she had dementia. So when people
Right.
come here, they feel like they have to use the bathroom. When they go to use the bathroom, they don't have to use it. That's Mary that's around,
Mm.
but she's harmless,
But she just affects you in ways.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, Now through a spirit box, we did, even myself, capture rape several times on a spirit box
Mm-hmm.
and a woman crying. So that makes me think and wonder: have a woman been brutally raped here? I can't
Mm-hmm.
prove it,
Yeah.
but what's really going on here? And I tell you this: men come here, they get attacked, but it's more of the women that gets attacked than the men.
All right. And
So I'm just trying to put the pieces together like a puzzle. Like I had a group here, upstate New York, Ghost Upstate New York, I believe that's their name, and they got some incredible responses. And I tell everyone when you come here, don't try to cross anything over,
mm,
and they're gonna ask for help. Don't help them, but why? Because you never know
mm,
who you're communicating with. It can be something nasty, it can be something dark.
yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
don't put yourself at risk, and if anything, don't put me at risk. So I tell them
Mm,
don't help anything. And when that group came, they was asking for help. Also, they called an EVP upstairs saying kill, kill, kill. And I had a friend, a group of friends, they helped me with the house a lot,
yeah.
like document things and everything. And they was here just recently, not even 2 weeks ago, and using a spirit box. And my friend Mike was communicating, and it told Mike, "I'm going to kill you." I'm like, "Whoa, okay, that kill, 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 and I'm going to kill you. What's really going on here?"
Mm,
You know, um, all I know, this place is really screwed up. It been times I don't want to leave my bedroom,
mm,
because was it last week I communicated, because I'm always doing sessions because what other way to understand what's going on here if you don't communicate? I can hear you, I can see you, but I need documents.
yeah.
I need proof. So I do these sessions and I ask, why are you so angry? Why are you so mad? And the response, why is that? Because I would like to know. I don't mean no disrespect, but I would like to know about you. It was quiet, and I said, if I'm pissing you off, just tell me so, and I go back to my room." It didn't say nothing, and then it said in return, "Go to your room."
It actually uh,
Yeah, through a spirit box.
sounds
Now,
it sounds like a naughty boy. Have to go back to your room.
yeah, now everything
Mm,
that goes on here, even if it's a little segment, a little clip,
mm,
I post it. Now, people can follow the page on Facebook. It called the Sweet Home Estate 1822.
right.
So even the smallest sessions, I I documented and I posted. I'm getting sweared at and cussed out
Mm.
on through a spirit box.
Yeah.
You know, you can't make this stuff up.
No.
Last time that I had to leave this house, I don't know what possessed me to ask this question, but I asked, a religious question. I don't want to repeat it because I don't want anything to happen.
Yeah. No, don't repeat it.
And all you heard was white noise. Shh. And I repeated it. And I'm like, well, I can read the Bible for you. Just talking about the
Yeah.
Bible. It shut off. My
So.
box completely shut
Uh,
off. And probably like 15 minutes later, everything got haywire. You're hearing footsteps. You're smelling foul odors. I already know
mm,
what it is. So I got my dog and we left.
and does this happen both day and night, or mainly?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. And that,
Yeah.
we all know dogs are very sensitive anyway, like any other animal. How is it for your dog? Is it Sophie, the dog? Did you say Sophia? Sophie.
Sometimes she acts like she don't have no common sense. So what I mean by that, now I do have pictures of her like being in this room. I went to the store. I left her in my bedroom. Now you have to like pull on my door to open it.
Mm,
So I left her in my room, then leave her in her cage. I ran to the store, came back. As I was at the store, I got a notification on my phone. I looked at it. Why my dog is downstairs in this front room looking up at somebody as someone is talking to her. You have to see the picture. I'll post
yeah.
everything on
Yeah.
Facebook. Um
I'll be going on it. Uh,
yeah. You'll see. And I did a session like when I was here by myself. At the time I didn't have Sophie, I had my other dog. And I asked, is that because I got attacked getting off the shower? You also see that on Death Walker.
yeah.
I wasn't ready for that scene, but they taught me into it, and I wasn't feeling good, and
Uh,
I didn't look my best, but it's whatever. So I get attacked getting out the shower, and the reason why I got attacked because I'm in this house doing research on this house. So the closer I get, and I notice the closer I get to something, that's when something mess up happens to me, like getting attacked. So whatever was here don't want the truth to be known. It don't want
mm,
the truth to be out. So I'm getting out the shower, I get attacked. Um, and I asked, not that same day, my vision was blurry. Now I never had a nosebleed ever.
yeah.
Both blood coming out of both my nostrils. It was messed up. I knew typically a person won't know when they're spiritually under attack. I pay attention to everything,
Hmm.
like what's my emotions and what's not my emotions. So a lot of people is now fortunate to decipher what's theirs and what's not theirs. I
Yeah.
pay attention to everything. So not that day, but the next day I did a session and I asked, is this is your way, by me getting attacked, is this is your way making me leave? They say yes.
Wow.
And I
Uh,
say, if you don't want me to be here, just say so. And it yelled at me, yes, now, like telling me to get out. I never been
uh,
yelled at.
yeah. And
And none of
uh,
this stuff is fake or staged or fabricated. I mean, everything that I post is real. Like,
yeah.
you'll see if you go to the Facebook
I'll,
page.
I'll definitely be going to the Facebook page.
I have a
Mhm.
dome upstairs in a hallway. Now, long as that been up there, long as I own this house, that never came off. Ever.
Yeah.
Never changed the light bulb. And I recorded it. I was upstairs in my room talking to one of my friends on the phone, and I heard this crash. I'm like, what the hell? They even heard it too. That's how loud it was.
Yeah.
I didn't want to look out the door, but I did. So I looked out the door and I looked down the steps. Yeah, glass shattered all down the steps.
So
It
whatever
was
was
that.
there.
Yeah, people say, "Oh, it was loose." That wasn't loose. It stayed up. You will see it.
Mm,
How could you debunk that? I try to debunk a lot of
mm,
things, and a lot of things I debunk, you really
yeah. It's
can't
a
explain it.
well, it's a healthy way to do things, and it's to try and debunk.
Yeah,
Because you've got to think logically. You can't think everything's paranormal. What's going on?
no,
Because things do happen in the real world as well. But
yeah.
how? I've got to say, how do you sleep in that house?
Put the TV on.
So-
Why? Because I sleep with the TV on to to get rid of the background noise, like the things like because it's been several times I'm hearing thumping. Like even though I have a house alarm and a house full of cameras, you hearing commotion in your house at night. That's not your first thing to think is to look at the cameras. It's
no,
your
it's your
job is
safety. Yeah,
to go investigate. So I'm hearing all this commotion. I run downstairs with a bat.
nothing.
Nothing.
And
So
the,
when I get down to the steps midway, that's when everything gets silent, and it's
Mhm.
like, oh man. Even when the police came, you know, it is shown no sign of breaking and entering.
Yeah,
And now when you watch this video, you can hear the handle click because you pull it down, it click,
right. And
and the door came open. It just it's unbelievable,
uh,
man.
the next question then is that when the police arrive and there's nothing to to see,
Yeah.
how do you explain that to the police? And
Oh, I did. I did. Now when that happened, I forget what year that was. Was that 21 or 22? I don't know what year that happened in. I believe it was 22. So summer of last year that just passed, I bought a dozen of donuts to the state troopers.
yeah,
I'm like, what's this guy doing here? I'm just like, hey, thank you. As I'm talking about the house, guess who's there? The officer that did the walkthrough, that did the clearing on the house. He said, "Did you ever find out what triggered your alarm?" I said, "No, the house is haunted." His face dropped, and he said he heard footsteps behind him as he was walking in the house.
I wonder if it was the same footsteps of what you heard when you were walking around that time. When you said you heard the footsteps as well.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
it's just like a spirit curious of who it is who's in the
yeah.
building. And when you first bought the house and you moved in and that, is that when you heard your footsteps? Because maybe they're thinking, who's this?
No, like when I bought the house, when I stayed here a whole week by myself, I heard footsteps downstairs.
Hmm.
You can hear people. Well, someone walked down the steps,
Yeah.
and it really scares people. We watching TV, we're playing it because what I do, I like to have gatherings. A lot of investigators they don't know each other.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of drama in this field anyway. So what I do, I
Fully agree.
welcome everyone. Like, hey, free investigation, come to the house, have movie night.
Hmm.
You know, pop popcorn or whatever, and just have game night. Just play the video games, and yeah, like this happened like 2 summers ago. We're playing a game. The TV shut off while we're playing Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
The TV shuts off. They're like, dude, did you pay your bill? Like the lights is on.
Hmm.
Yeah, I pay my light bill. So we turned it back on, playing, picked up where we left off at. It waited a good while we was playing a game, and it just shut off again.
So
I'm
they
like, what
was.
the hell? I'm like, nah, let's leave. Let's go outside and hang outside.
Yeah.
So I have a TV outside, so we just watch TV outside. They're
Oh,
like, why? Is
uh,
they want our attention.
mhm,
Two, they're messing with us, so we're not gonna give them what they want. We're just gonna
mhm.
hang out.
Do you ever? You must. I mean, obviously you've lived there for 4 years now. You must feel comfortable living there, even with all this paranormal
No.
experience you haven't. You never feel comfortable now.
It have its good days and it have its what the f days, you know. And
Hmm.
honestly, I don't be here like that. I be somewhere else, you
Yeah.
know. I don't honestly. I don't like this house, and I know I'm not going to be able to live here. So therefore, like as we speak right now, what I'm trying to do is slowly convert it into an Airbnb.
Right. Great idea. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Uh,
people can stay here for the weekend
mm-hmm.
to get away. It's like a resort. I have different activities here. I have a hot tub, a TV outside, a grill, in the backyard, a bonfire. They can do s'mores, and
Oh.
I have another fire pit that's propane, that's next to the hot tub, and I have a koi pond. I have a
Yeah.
huge water fountain.
Well,
So I'm like, it was a center attraction back in the days, and that's what I'm trying to do is
yeah.
recreate that scene again. I'm not trying to outdo any other location,
Yeah.
but this is piece of history. I mean, it's
Sin
well
is. Yeah.
documented, you know. So, and that's what I try to do. But getting back to turn into an Airbnb. I'm not going to be able to live here like that. I'm not.
Mm.
I like to keep my sanity, you know,
Yeah.
and
Uh,
I know I'm going to have to live somewhere else. But I still allow people to come here and do investigations and
mm.
everything.
So you're gonna
But
you're gonna keep the house itself.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I still can control everything. I don't have
yeah.
no keys to the house. Everything is biometric. I
Oh
don't have to
right.
be here to buzz you in. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my cameras I have, they're good cameras. I can communicate two-way through the
Mm.
cameras. The cameras record and they take pictures as well. So it's just I've been to different locations. I help other people with their locations.
Yeah.
Other locations got vandalized and got broken into. And I always say to myself, whenever I have a location, I'm going to do better. I'm going to do different
Mhm.
among others. It's like you have to protect your investment, and that's what I'm doing. And
Mhm.
besides, I like to go out of town. I still can
Mhm.
monitor things by me being out of town. Um, but yeah, so I come up with this thing. People say it's a 7 day challenge. It's not a 7 day challenge, it's a 7 day thing because I want people, well, I need someone like a person, one person, to be here for 7 days and 7 nights. And the reason why I say this because what I experienced, whoa, it, yeah,
Mhm.
I didn't want to be here.
Mhm.
Actually, the person that I was with, I was so shooken up. I stayed outside and wait for them to come get me.
Oh wow.
Being
Mhm.
honest, and so therefore, the spirits will interact with people differently when they come here.
Mhm.
Some people came like, oh, ain't nothing going on. Don't say that. But those are the same people that something followed them home, you know. So
Yeah.
don't never put down your guards when you come here.
Mm.
But getting back to this 7 day thing, I want a person to be here for 7 days and 7 nights. No internet, no TV, no radios, no nothing
Mhm.
that's going to cause a distraction. Once you're in
Mhm.
here, I need for you to be locked in. You can't go outside.
Mm.
You can't take no breaks. You have to be like focused. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, no going live. Nope, nope, nope. Everything is going to be recorded because I have a house full of
Yeah.
cameras.
Yeah.
And if you can't take it, you can tap out because I'm always going to be watching.
Yeah. Is that one person or can you have two people?
No, just one.
That's cruel.
you
If you'd have said two people, Ed, I would have gone. I'm in.
know, it's just
Yeah.
because I just maybe they can get better answers than I
Mm.
can. I'm
Yeah.
here, and maybe they don't want to talk to me. Maybe they will interact with someone better than me and
But
for someone else.
you would think, wouldn't you, because you've renovated the house to such a high standard and you're looking after the house, you've not let it go to wreck and ruin. You would think that they would understand that, but I suppose it depends on the era that them spirits have come from. They're just
Yeah.
seeing it as it used to be, and you're coming in and
See,
what are you
yeah,
doing here? We're
yes.
still here.
See
Yeah.
that. See, that's the thing. It's like they see what I'm doing. Oh, I'm gonna be honest. Um, I can't do no major upgrades. The only upgrade that I did was my electrical system. I have to update it. And luckily, as old as this house is, there's no wires that's being crossed. There is
Mm-hmm.
not. So, by me moving furniture around, it picks up activity. I dug a hole outside for the koi pond. It picked up activity. And also, while we dug up the koi pond, um, we found limestone.
You found what? Sorry,
Limestone,
limestone.
limestone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So the the kid that was with me helping me dig the hole, he was like, "Oh, what kind of rock? Don't touch that.
No.
Leave that where it's at,
Hmm.
man."
Well,
No, he was not taking that.
if you think about it, years and years and years ago, they used to use limestone to cover bodies.
hmm
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you might have dug upon there. But,
So that's why I came up with this 7 to 8 thing because
mm,
I want to know what's gonna happen. Oh, another thing that happened, and this happened like 2 summers ago.
mm,
Um, a friend of mine, we known each other for a long time. Haven't seen each other in a long time, so I didn't even bother to tell her the house was haunted. We was so
mm,
giggly and just talking, and so she came out. Now she's a religious person. She grew up in church.
right.
She came here. She's like being frigidity, like, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with her? Like having a panic attack. You know.
Yeah.
Uh, she asked could she use the bathroom. I'm like, yeah. I showed her where the bathroom's at. I ran upstairs to get something, and she's in a bathroom. She's screaming. I mean, she's screaming.
Mm-hmm.
Her back is on fire. Her back is on fire. I run downstairs, to see what's going on. I put up a shirt on her back. It looked
Scratches.
like Freddy Krueger clawed her back. I'm not exaggerating. I'm
Mm,
not.
yeah.
I wanted to take a picture, but if I would have took a picture, it would have escalated things to be worse.
Mm-hmm.
It would have worsened So I didn't. She's fussing at me, and she storms out the house,
Mm,
get in her vehicle, and leave. I didn't hear nothing else from her, like almost a week. About a week or either almost a week. I got in touch with her and she said, what is your problem? I didn't understand what she was saying because she seemed like she was so angry with me. She told me when she was in the bathroom, it sounded like a wild animal. That's when she got scratched, but she didn't know that she got scratched.
mm,
Now, mind you, she don't do no paranormal, but she don't believe in any of this stuff. She said after she left, she got in her vehicle, she felt a presence in the back of her seat, and she was so scared. That gave me chills when she was telling
yeah.
me, and she was nervous.
Mm-hmm.
So I offered to come to her house because she lives in Buffalo,
Mm-hmm.
and I cleansed her house. Yeah, and that's the last time I talked to her or seen her.
It's sad, really, isn't it? Because if you've known her for a long time,
Yeah,
it must have scared the living daylights out of them, whatever it was.
yeah.
So, have you had any? I know that's just happened to your friend, or recent, a couple of years ago, it happened to your friend. Has anything harmed you in that way as well? I know you're there, or has it
Um,
left you alone in that way?
I have sleep paralysis. in my bed.
Mhm.
Um, it was a time, um, the I cannot pronounce it, indentation, like when someone sits on your bed, you can feel it.
Oh, an indentation. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt that in my bed, like someone sitting on my bed. Um, Blinds went up. That's you'll see that on Facebook.
Mm.
The blind that you pull down and it goes up.
Mhm.
That came up by itself, and it's not supposed to. While me and my dog in bed watching TV, I like Michael Myers. I like my figures. You know,
Mm.
that got knocked over, and it's like, why? What else happened? What else happened? Yeah, just a lot of things that goes on here.
Uh,
I'm not saying that it's the most haunted in Western New York. I don't want to hold that title. I don't
no.
believe in that for one
Mm.
thing, but it don't disappoint, and people that come here really experience things.
Mhm.
But also, mind you, when I do investigations, I used to do them back to back like last year. That's not good because when I do investigations, I don't leave people in this house.
Mm.
Some people are untrustworthy.
Yeah.
They do things out of hatred because you have something that they don't have.
Jealousy.
And you watch people, so therefore investigations, I'm going to be here.
Mhm.
And they want me to stay with them and investigate. They don't want to be left alone.
Yeah.
So I stay with them. But I used to do it back to back and I would never do it again. So now I do it once a month. And the
Yeah.
reason why, because other places, and this is no disrespect, and I'm not calling no other places out, but think
Mhm.
about it. It's like slavery, honestly, with these spirits. These Some of these locations is not acknowledging these spirits or being kind to these spirits. It's just a money plot thing when it
Mm.
comes down to these spirits.
Mhm.
Because these well known locations people went to and they came here, like that place is not haunted. Talking about the other location, which I'm not gonna discuss their
Mm.
name. I'm like, yes, it is. You just, it's a hit or miss. The reason why it's a hit or miss because they have investigations all the time, all the time, all the time. And to me, that's when I come in at and say that's like slavery. They
Mhm.
was once living. Spirits needs rest. They need their downtime, and that's what I give them here. So when
Mhm.
people come here, activity is going to pick
Uh,
up.
and plus, you're giving them respect as well because, like ourselves, you, and anybody else, we always want respect and we give
Right,
respect. And it's the same with spirits. Surely they um, if you give them respect, then they'll understand that you're not there to harm them. You're not there to
right,
make mockery of them. You're there as you've just moved in another era. They've lived there, you've lived there. When you move out, somebody else is going to live there, and that's what happens. And if you think about that, you know, it's a continuation of spirits through. It's like generations of spirits.
yeah, yeah. And this is the thing that I tried to do a séance. It was unsuccessful because we got cussed out.
Mm.
Now we have a recorder going as we're doing this séance, asking them to come forward to be with us.
Hmm.
I did ask, and this is documented. I did ask, was your body once viewed here when it was a funeral home?
Yeah.
The woman said she don't know. Clear, it's an EVP. I
Mm.
don't know. So that made me like want to push further. Like that's confusion. That's like you're lost. So a lot of people had different reasons to investigate. My reason is to know their story. I want to
Yeah.
know how it is on the other side. Some people say, "Well, I died for 15 minutes." I don't care. You didn't transition. That don't mean
Mm.
nothing. You have to be like dead to be on their side.
One
We
hundred
will
percent. Yeah.
never we will never fully understand how it is on their side.
Until we get there ourselves.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So this is why I investigate because I'm obsessed with it. I'm like, especially with old things, like how come this and how come that. It's just like the things that they did before our time. We look at it like, what the hell? What they was thinking? That's stupid. But now, our time, the generation after us, they may look down and like, what the hell?
Mm,
What they was thinking?
yeah.
So it's like it's gonna be like that with every generation, you know.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
So I just like I like history. I like true events, you
Yeah.
know, and I like want to understand. Like for an example, why is you still here?
Yeah. Why is she in that house still? So
Yeah,
it must have meant something to her.
yeah. It's like why you just can't let go? Why you so angry?
Yeah.
I want to know all, but it's like I know I'm pushing boundaries, but there's nothing wrong. But I don't be disrespectful. I don't
Mm,
provoke. I don't challenge. And when people come here, I don't allow them to do that because I have
no.
to pay for it at the end. And yes, every investigation when it's over, it still be active, and I got to deal with it.
Yeah, and you have to live there, and so
Yeah,
anybody who comes in should respect that. You know, and technically respect the spirits that are there as well, because it's not just your home; it's their home, and it's been their
yeah,
home for hundreds of years.
yeah. But I can honestly say, because people say, well, do all the spirits like you? Some do. They do
Mm,
see what I'm doing. They see. I just put it like this: the house been on YouTube. The house been on Death Walker. The house is not commercialized like other world famous haunted locations.
yeah.
I don't want it to be like that, you know, because I'm very honest. I'm very humble,
Mm,
and I'm not gonna lie about my place. Like other locations, they lie about what happened there, and when you
mm,
do your digging and research, they're lying.
mm,
So I highly recommend people to do their own research, even research my place. I don't care. The reason why I don't care because they may have something that I don't have. So share that with me so therefore I can
yeah.
perceive.
Yeah.
So I'm all open. I'm my doors is open. It's like I don't care. I don't have nothing to
Mm,
hide. Most places they
mm.
lies sell tickets,
I
lies
like
make
that.
the place,
Uh,
yeah, make the place become more popular.
mm,
I don't want that. So I get shunned. That's okay. You know, and actually while we on this topic is this one certain location. I known these people for over 10 years.
yeah.
Assumed that we was cool because I looked at them like they was family. So it's these two other locations that if you look at it on a map, it connects the dot as a triangle, you
Right.
know. And how do I know about this? Because I had this one guy here, his whole demeanor changed within, let's say, 15 minutes of him being here. What's up with the triangle? What are you talking about? The triangle. You mean to tell me you don't know about the triangle? At the time, I wasn't aware. At the time, I didn't know anything. But this is the same guy I thought that we was gonna get physical because I didn't like him being aggressive with me. He calmed down and he showed me on a map, and these two other locations plus mine connect as a triangle. So that's how I found out that about the five different cemeteries that surrounded Sweet Home. I did the other location, and I'm like, wow, okay, I got some stuff about theirs. Now, the other location is not what they said that they did. Oh my gosh. There's a difference between a hospital and a clinic, two
Yeah.
different things. And especially the clinic was outgoing patient. They made it seem like it helped patients.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, it didn't. So they did a lot of lying. So, me being a friend, I wasn't trying to challenge them and I
Mm.
wasn't trying to provoke them. I came to them as a friend
Mm-hmm.
and discussed everything over with them. They got offensive. Well, why is the historians telling you this and not us? Because I'm doing this project. Everyone is aware of this project. Even they are aware of it, but no one seems to want to put nothing, no input in. They don't want
Mm-hmm.
to help. So I'm doing this on my own. So they're mad. Um,
Yeah.
they send my screenshots to somebody that's well known in the paranormal field
Yeah.
to get stuff started. He even told them, "Hey, he didn't see nothing wrong at all," which I didn't. I'm giving you the guys a heads up. If it's easy for me to get this information, it's going to be easy for some other people to get it. So
Oh yeah.
basically,
Yeah.
giving them the heads up so they can switch these stories around
Yeah.
and get their ducks in a row. After the guy in the paranormal field said he didn't say nothing wrong, they ran to the next person, and that's how the paranormal drama start.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, you find in the paranormal world there's a lot of to and fro, and that I just think we're
yeah,
all in it for exactly the same thing. We want proof. We
hmm
want the history. We
yep,
want to know that there's life after death and everything else.
yep,
So my attitude is work together, not against.
yep. But these are people that want the spotlight.
Right.
I'm not into the spotlight. I
No.
rather have other people to speak for me, which I have.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that attention. I just want
Uh,
people to know about Sweet Home and the things that goes on here.
uh,
These people, they want to be celebrities. They want to be on top of the food chain,
uh,
but you're broke.
mm.
We're like you said, we're all in this together.
We are.
We're supposed to help
Uh,
one another.
yeah.
And
I fully agree. Yeah.
they said, well, we don't ask you questions about your place. Well, go ahead.
Feel
It's
free
full of
to.
documents. I
Uh,
don't care.
uh,
Research it.
uh,
Help me out, man. Help me
uh,
try to put the pieces together. So by them putting these nasty false rumors and accusations out about me, a lot of people have turned their back on me. But I look at it like those people was enough of my friends, and these same people at this
mm,
certain location, they have to have other people recruit other people to gang up on me, making Facebook
yeah.
posts about me and
Uh,
everything. But it's all good. I'm still standing.
yeah.
I'm still going.
You get it everywhere, Ed. Ed, listen,
Yeah.
we're coming towards the end of the show now. Can I ask you, would you come on again soon and do a part two to this? Because it's so fascinating. I think we need another one of these shows where we continue for
Yes.
another hour. That
Yes.
would be fantastic. Yeah,
Yes. I'm having a good time. Yes.
yeah, that
Yes.
would be fantastic. Um, don't go away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the end of the show now, and then I'll have a
Okay.
quick chat with you. It might cut off. I don't know. If it does, I'll just
Okay.
send you another link. But
Okay.
thank you for sharing your home with us over the. I know it's over the radio and everything else, but listening to you is fascinating. And that doll sitting behind you, I know the listeners can't see, but that doll behind you is kind of creepy.
Yeah. I collect a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but Ed, we've got to have a part two. This is just a part one for this
Okay.
because I think where you live in Sweet Home, what Sweet Home Estate is incredible. The stories you've been explaining to us has been phenomenal. So thank you for sharing the part one of the house you're living in. It's phenomenal, and I appreciate you coming on the show completely.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Welcome.
So that was the brilliant Edward Bowden over there in Filmore in New York. And what a lovely man he is. And to share his story of that house, Sweet Home Estate. Unbelievable what he's going through there. But we're going to have a second part to that as well because he had so much to tell and we had so little time to get it in. I just can't believe he stays in the house. It's just seems to be kicking off every single day for him. And I've got to say a huge thank you to Janice over there in America as well. She was the one what got in touch and said, "Would you like to do an interview with Ed Bowden about his house?" And she told me a little bit about it. And it was an absolute must that we got him on the show, and I'm so pleased we did. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, because I could see him on the screen, and he was a genuine man. He had a doll behind him, and it was funny because when I was interviewing him, I was looking at the doll behind him. I was thinking, is that someone standing there, or is it my imagination? And I asked him, and he said, "Oh, it's just a doll. I've got haunted objects and things like that in there." It was, his house looked stunning, and I've had a look at it online as well, and it's a beautiful house in a beautiful area. I spoke to Ed after we recorded this, and I had a good chat with him. Hopefully, once I've spoken to him again, we're going to start trying to see if we can keep an update on what's going on in the house. For Nick Goff and his wife Tessa to be there in Death Walker. If anybody wants to watch that program, it's called Death Walker Season 4, and I think it is episode 2. So go along and watch it. I have. It's brilliant. It's dead interesting. His house is stunning, and haunted. We spoke to him. We said we'd love to come across and we'd love to come and do an investigation here. And he's offered us that chance to go over and do it. So hopefully in some time or another we will get over there. I would love to be able to do that with him. Anyway, I've got to go now. It's come to the end of the show. And I'd like to say a huge thank you again to Ed for giving us the opportunity to interview him. And we will definitely be speaking to him again. So from Access Paranormal, I'll see you next week. Good night.